Hello, my name's Mark. Welcome to Living La Dolce Vita.
Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to my channel, Living La Dolce Vita, on a rather grim, rainy day in January. What are we today? Somewhere by the 11th, so Tuesday. Was it Wednesday? I don't know. I lose track of days. Anyway, so you find us in the box room, or one of my bedrooms, on the refurb of this bedroom. Now then, just to bring you up to speed, I've got the install of my solar panels coming now on 2 days time, I think it is. Just turn the camera around, you can see the scaffolding has already been put up. So that's the scaffolding up ready for the installers. Yeah, they'll be, I think it's about 2 days time. So what I'm trying to do now is I've bought the plasterboard to replace, to put the ceiling up, and hopefully I've calculated correctly to replace the plasterboard on this area here, up there as well. Now then, so you would have seen a bit of time lapse of me removing this section here and cleaning back this polystyrene and paper that I've put on this part of the wall. Not sure whether I'll replace this polystyrene as insulation. I'll have to have a think about that. Anyway, so the reason I've removed the plasterboard up here is because I'm going to put a false ceiling in. So I'm bringing the ceiling down. One reason is because I don't need all this height, it's ridiculous, and all the heat is disappearing up there, so I want to bring the heat closer down as possible. I can then put insulation in that gap as well, the rock wool. That'll help to keep the heat loss down to a minimum. It also enables me to, I think I've more or less decided now to put a infrared heater panel on the ceiling. So by bringing the ceiling down, that makes it a little bit easier for me for wiring, etc. It also enables me to run a light switch cable. I still haven't checked how much slack in the cable I've got, whether it'll reach all the way down to here, or whether I need to replace the cable itself. But that's not that important at the moment. So yeah, so obviously I'll be putting some 3x2s, 4x2s, 3x2s, screwing them all around here, and then beams running this way. I hope you can see that. And then I can put the new ceiling up. Then the idea then is the cable from the infrared panel is 1.8 meters long, which is not going to be enough to go from the ceiling, from the heater panel, which is going to be somewhere around here in the middle, down, and I'm going to run the cable down through here to a socket, to a power supply here. So I'll probably have to connect up via a, what do they call them, junction box. That should be enough. That should be okay for that. Right, so what I'm trying to do, I want to get as many of these 3x2s like this cut in and ready, because what I want to do is I want to put bracing pieces across here. I think I'll put two, one up here and one down here somewhere. But I don't want to cut the 3x2s just to do these first. I want to do the beams first because I'm hoping there'll be offcuts sufficient to fill that space. If that makes sense. Because I don't want to cut these pieces off and then find out I've got a whole length which I can't use. Anyway, so I'm trying to get to a situation where the solar people are going to be putting the battery and the inverter up in the loft on the adjoining wall between me and next door in the loft part, and then the cable will run, I'm hoping will run down inside here. So by me putting these cross members in, I need to drill holes in them so that they can run the cable through. So they need to be in place ready for them, and I can drill the holes when they're here, because you know they won't take me 5 minutes to do that. But also I've got to make sure down in this corner, I'm not quite sure where these central heating pipes are running, so I don't want them drilling through this part straight into the pipes. So I've got to clear that out and find where the pipes are running, because directly under here somewhere, I think it's around about here somewhere, directly underneath is a fuse box or the consumer unit. So what I'm hoping is that they'll run the cable down and down into the consumer unit there. So I'll need to make sure what the run of the the central heating pipes are doing. So yeah, a bit long-winded, sorry about that. So I've taken the plasterboard away, and I'm going to cut some 3x2s, one to go across here, and this is going to set my height, because obviously I can't, well, I suppose I could, but I don't want it level, the ceiling level with the, let me just point to that. Obviously I don't want the ceiling level with that running all the way through, because I've got to put, well, I've got to, I suppose, but I'll be putting coving in at some point. So I need to work out where that, you know, the height of the ceiling. It'll be somewhere around about here somewhere. Probably I'll try and do it for the top of this plasterboard. Nice convenient size then, you know, because it's a full length of plasterboard. Right, so that's enough burbling, so now we're going to get on and do it. So what I'm going to do now, I won't film it, but I shall measure up and double check that the height, and then cut a bit of 3x2 to go across there. See you in a bit, bye for now. Right. Just double check the level. Look. There's one there. So okay, so that's the first one in. Excuse me. So obviously I've got to put one across here, one across there, one across there, and then beams running this way. Yeah. So I think what I'll do now is I'll put one in across here now. Yeah, I should do it. One across here. Now the only thing is, of course, I've got to make sure that from that end all the way over to here is level. Yeah, that could be interesting. The only other way to do it is to put this piece in here. Put that piece in there, and then hopefully that get that level from up from there to there, and then put this one in from there to there level, and then that one should go in level with that one, with those two. Don't know. Anyway, burbling now. So I'm gonna pause for a short while just to now. Right. Previously, I said I was going to bring it down to this. So previously I said I was going to bring it down to this top of this board. So what I've done it to this gap, which is the thickness of the insulation that I'm going to be using. It's either 200, 100 or 170, and this is the sort of closest gap I can get. Now bear in mind, of course, that there will be insulation above this, between the beams up in the loft as well. So there'll be plenty of insulation above this. So and the reason I put it up a little bit higher, because I want to accommodate some coving and a nice piece of wood across here to take a curtain rail of some description. So that's why I've put that up a bit higher. Anyway, so this is now screwed into it's a wooden lintel above the window, some description. So that is screwed into that now. I mean, my God, it's gonna, that could hold up an elephant, let alone a bit of plasterboard. So all I'm going to do now is I'm going to spend a bit of time working out which is the best way to put a piece from here to here, here to here first, which is probably what I will do. Yeah, I don't know yet. Anyway, we'll worry about it shortly, and I'll get back to you in a bit. Bye for now. Welcome back. So now then, where's my... Okie doke. So welcome back. Get my pointy stick. So unfortunately, I was hoping that this piece of this piece of wood would go behind this piece, and then I could screw through this onto the end to lock it in, but it's level with this, so unfortunately it wouldn't go. It's about ½ an inch too much this way or that way, whichever way you look at it. So I've anchored now this piece to these uprights. Now to hold the ends up, when I was doing the other end, I used a excuse me, I used a G-clamp on that end and a sash clamp on this end to keep this level here. Bit fiddly, but when you're on your own, you have to try and do these things together. When you're on your own, you have to try and work them out in some shape or form. Right, so those are pretty well fixed. What I may do is I might put a screw now through the corner of this to tie it into the corner there, just to tie that in. This end's going to be floating, unfortunately, but it's not. You know, by the time I put the cross piece on here and then put a screw across the corner, you know, it'll be fairly solid. So I'm not going to film all of this now, because obviously, you know, it's going to take forever. The film's long enough as it is. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to cut a piece to go along here. Now I'm hoping I've got, now of course obviously this wall is brick and plaster, so I'm going to use, now I can't remember what they call them, but I'll find out what they are and then I'll update you. They're basically a roll plug with a screw in it. You just drill a hole and you just hammer them straight in and it fixes it straight to the wall. You don't have to put a roll plug in there and put a screw through the wood as well. I'll get you the name of them later on. So that will go in, hopefully level with that one to that one, and then finally the one across here. Ooh, there we are. So that's it for now. A bit of time lapse for you to see me whiz through it, and then obviously I have to put, now yeah, so I've got to work out then what insulation I need, you know, as quantity wise, but that's okay, I'll do that later. Right, so maybe I shall do this in 2 or 3 parts. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. Anyway, that'll do for this section, and I'll see you in the next film. Bye for now.